Welcome back to Next Gen Manufacturing. Today, we are going deep. We're going to pull back the curtain on the invisible operating system that actually powers our industry's most massive, most ambitious projects. We're talking about the secret blueprint, that hidden framework that lets us build the factories and systems of tomorrow. So let me just ask you this simple question. How do you build something that's never existed? I mean, really think about that. A fully automated smart factory, a next-generation aerospace system. These things don't come with an instruction manual. So how do you possibly take this incredible idea from just a dream to a physical working reality?
You know, the dream of Industry 4.0 is amazing. You picture these interconnected machines, AI making decisions, everything just flowing perfectly. But the reality of getting there? Whoa, it is messy. We're talking about coordinating dozens, sometimes hundreds of different companies, managing literally a million moving parts, all while you're aiming for a goal that's probably shifting as the tech itself changes. It's organized chaos at best. So how in the world do you manage it all?
Well, it all starts with understanding that every one of these huge projects is basically a drama with two main characters. On one side, you have the person with the grand vision, and on the other, you have the person who has to figure out how to actually, build the thing. It is an absolutely critical partnership.
And these two roles have really specific definitions. So on one side, you've got the client. The French legal term is Maître de l'ouvrage, which literally means master of the work. This is your visionary. They define the what and the why. Then you have the project architect, or Maître d'œuvre. This is the master builder. Their entire world is the how. They design it, they supervise it, they execute it. So to put it simply, one dreams it, the other builds it. So you've got these two key players, but they often have totally different priorities, right? Different ways of looking at the world. To keep them aligned, to stop the whole thing from just collapsing into disagreements, they need a shared rulebook. And that rulebook? That's the master project management contract. And listen, this is not just any old contract. It's a very specific type of legal agreement called a contract for services, or louage d'ouvrage. And this distinction is so important. The project architect is hired to do things, to design, to manage, to build. They are not hired to be an agent who can legally speak or act for the client. That separation is everything. It keeps the roles crystal clear and makes sure those lines of responsibility don't get all dangerously blurry. But look, a legal framework is great, but you can't build a state-of-the-art factory with just a piece of paper. The contract is just the toolbox. What we really need to look at are the tools inside it, the real, practical stuff used every single day to wrestle all that complexity to the ground. Let's dig into the three big ones. And yeah, think of these tools as the bridge that connects the legal words to the physical world. This stuff isn't for the lawyers, it's the daily playbook for the engineers and managers on the ground, the ones actually making things happen. Okay, the first tool is simply plans. But when I say plans, I'm not talking about a high-level PowerPoint. No way. In this world, a plan is an unbelievably detailed how-to guide for one specific activity. You'll have a development plan, a testing plan, a logistics plan, and some of these can be 1,000 pages long. They spell out exactly who does what, with what stuff, and precisely how they do it. It makes sure everyone is reading from the exact same page. Next up, configuration management. Honestly, the best way to think about this is like the project's DNA tracker. See, a next-gen factory isn't something you just build and then walk away from. It has to live. It gets updated, modified, and maintained for years, even decades. Configuration management is the discipline that tracks every single component, every nut, bolt, and line of code, right from day one ab initio. It's the only way you can control a complex, evolving system without completely losing your mind. All right, this third and final tool is one that anyone who's ever touched project management knows, but what you probably don't know is where it came from. And I'll give you a hint. Its origin has absolutely nothing to do with making things better or faster or stronger. That's right, I'm talking about the work breakdown structure, the WBS, that fundamental tool we all use to chop up a huge project into small, manageable chunks. Well, it wasn't some brilliant engineering innovation. It was invented by the U.S. Department of Defense for one reason and one reason only: to control the money. It was a tool to track and compare costs on gigantic military projects. The fact that it turned out to be an amazing way to manage the work itself was almost a happy accident.
Okay, let's step back. We've got our visionary and our architect. We have the contract that defines their relationship. And we have these powerful tools: plans, configuration management, and the WBS to manage the actual work.
So, what does this all build up to?
So here's the crucial takeaway. All of this structure, all these rules and massive documents, it might sound like a creativity killer, right? Like it would just stifle any new idea. But the truth is the exact opposite. This rigorous framework is the stable foundation. It's the solid ground that allows true groundbreaking innovation to happen. It tames the chaos so the brilliant engineers and designers have the freedom to go solve the really, really hard problems.
Which leaves us with a final thought to chew on. As our technology, our factories, our software gets exponentially more complex, we all focus on the flashy technical innovations. But maybe, just maybe, the most important innovation of all is the human one. This invisible architecture of agreements and processes, the secret blueprint that allows all of us to build the future together.